I'm going to tell you in the next few minutes how to beat stage fright, how to beat performance anxiety, how to beat a confidence crisis, nerves, how to get past all that and play a great DJ set. Now before I get started, please do subscribe to the channel by clicking the button, but also click the bell which will let you find out when we put more videos like this live. Okay, so when I started out as a DJ, I was so nervous on my first gig. I had everything written down on a piece of paper and I had it on my knee and I was glancing down, but I was still worried that I wouldn't be able to get the needles into the grooves of the records because my hands were shaking so much. It was at a gig called Testarossa, I'll never forget, around the corner from the Hacienda nightclub in Manchester. My first club gig, same thing. It was at a nightclub called the Boardwalk in Manchester and I was sick in the bins at the back of the nightclub before the gig. I was that nervous. I remember it like it was yesterday. And then years later, when I got to play at Privilege, the biggest nightclub in the world in Ibiza, I was so nervous because I knew I had to walk this gangplank to the DJ booth that was set up in the middle of the swimming pool. Can you imagine that? With a box of records, throwing me off balance. So I didn't even have two boxes, I had one and I was like this and in front of thousands of clubbers. And that was one of many things making me nervous that night. Obviously playing in front of thousands of people, playing a gig in an unfamiliar place, in a different country. All these things have made me nervous over the years in my DJing life. So not only do I know what it feels like, but I know how important it is to beat it. So I'm going to share with you 3 tips from my DJing experience that will help you if you are feeling stage fright about DJing. So number 1 is to remember that nobody else can see your nerves. We think it is blindingly obvious to the world that we are nervous, that we're feeling I shouldn't be here, that we're feeling someone's going to find me out as a fraud, that we're thinking what the hell was I thinking in thinking I could do this thing, and all those irrational thoughts that go through your brain. You know, it's not surprising you have these thoughts. You're about to go from a very private place, kind of you, to a very public version of you. It's called stage fright for a reason, because you're stepping onto a stage to do something in front of other people. You may be kind of stepping into a persona that you've invented for yourself, or you may be stepping out of the persona that you show the world for the rest of your life into the real you when you're DJing. However you see it, it's a transformation, it's a change. So it's not surprising you're going to feel nervous, but nobody else can see those nerves. And that's the important thing to take with you. Just because you're feeling all that, as far as they're concerned, you've got a right to be there. You're you look great, and that's the end of it. So try and understand that it's all in here. It's not visible to the world, and therefore it's not in any way real to anyone else apart from you. It can really help just to remind yourself of that. So the second thing to remind yourself of is that you have thought about what's going to happen if things go wrong. You have thought about what's going to happen if things go wrong, right? Of course you have. You have a plan B as a DJ. If you haven't, look, this is going to really help you. Just have a plan B. Write down what could possibly go wrong and what you're going to do should it happen. Should your laptop crash? Should you turn off the wrong deck so the music goes quiet? Should you have to deal with someone who won't leave you alone because they're requesting something that you don't want to play or whatever? You know, you can get to the end of a list of things that could possibly go wrong. You won't be able to write this list forever. It will stop. You will think, no, I've got them all now. Then what are you going to do to deal with those? If you have plan Bs in place, you'll feel far calmer. And for the really important ones, laptop crash, ejecting the wrong track, practice at home. Practice how long it takes you to get everything working again. And it will feel so much calmer in your head knowing that you've at least thought through what could possibly go wrong and that you've got a tactic for dealing with it. And number 3 is you need to understand that this will pass. We've all felt days when we feel really sad, we're just not with it. And you know, it's hard to tell yourself that you're going to feel better tomorrow, but you will. And it's the same with nerves. The first half hour is going to feel a little bit nerve-wracking as you start DJing, especially in an unfamiliar club or if you're not a very experienced DJ, but it will pass. You will get to a point where you are no longer nervous. And at that point, and you'll probably know you've reached that point because you'll suddenly think, I'm really enjoying this. And then you'll think, how weird that feeling was just a few minutes ago of feeling nervous. I don't feel like that at all anymore. It's a chemical thing in your head. And it's hard when you are feeling nervous, when you're feeling stage fright, to think it's ever going to pass. Just as it's hard to think that you ever felt that way once it has passed. And again, it's just like when your mood swings from happy to sad or whatever, it's hard to think there's ever going to be an end to the current version of you, but there is, right? We all know that there is. We all know that these things are fluid. So just try and remember that it will pass. So if you can do those three things, if you can remember, look, it's all here. No one else can see this, so you can deal with it. You're allowed to deal with it. No one's going to call you up on feeling nervous. Number two, as long as you've thought through your plan Bs and you've got stuff in place, you've at least, if you've looked the monster in the face, it's not so big a monster. And number three, it's going to pass. If you can remember those three things, you will at least be able to contain your nerves and you'll be able to rationalize it. You'll never get rid of them completely, which is a great thing because nerves show that you care, but you'll be able to rationalize them. So I'm going to leave you with a story from Dan Buick, a great friend of mine and a great warm-up DJ. And he said to me, in fact, he said to one of our student groups in a seminar once, he said, when you're warming up a club or a venue, when you're the warm-up DJ, it's really important to remember, it's not about you, Petal. That's how he put it. It's not about you, Petal. It's very easy to think that the whole thing centers around you, and that's where a lot of the nerves can come from. You think that in a venue, you're the DJ, therefore everyone's night rests on you doing a good job. But it doesn't. You're a part of the whole, just a part of the whole. People are not thinking about you or watching what you're doing as much as you might think they are. They're thinking about whether their friends have come tonight. They're thinking about the idiot at work who made their day terrible. They're thinking about whether they're going to be able to forget that and have a good time tonight. They're thinking about where they're going to go later. They're thinking about whether their ex-girlfriend or boyfriend's in the venue and whether that's going to upset them. They're thinking about they're feeling nervous because they don't really want to be there. They're not sure if it was the right idea. There's all kinds of things going on in everyone else's minds which you are not at the center of. So if you can just humbly remind yourself that it's not all about you, Petal, again, that can help not only to play good warm-up sets because you're not trying to kind of be the center of attention, which is the right thing to do in a warm-up set, but that's for another video, but also to help you to calm down your nerves. Okay, so that is your DJ tip and trick for today, how to deal with stage fright. If you've enjoyed this, again, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you will be informed when we make more videos like this. And if you want more of this kind of thing, our book, Rock the Dance Floor, is the 5-step proven formula for total DJing success. It's a bestseller on Amazon, but I want you to have this for free. And you can have this by subscribing to Digital DJ Tips by clicking the link below and signing up. And I will send you a PDF copy of this book absolutely free. So get your free book and try not to be so nervous next time you're DJing because it will pass. So just remains for me to say, get good, get out there, make the moments, and I'll see you soon.